when the camera goes, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm here. We're recording. Look at that.
We live, man. We are
We are
live.
live. We are live. We are live.
Live and direct.
Yeah. You really find good tidbits of like the video when we do this. Like there's some really good, like one day we'll piece it all together. Maybe on episode 21. Also, real quick fact. Did you know if your podcast has 21 episodes or more, you're in the top 1% of all podcasts in the world?
Why is that?
Most podcasts don't make it past like episode 21.
I never heard that before.
So as soon as we get to episode 21, I'm about to put like top 1% podcasts in the world in my bio everywhere. Like this is a top 1% podcast, and you can't tell me differently. Hey, we're back.
Is that?
Are you?
I'm already told me this. I gotta check it.
You look. He's gonna fact check me now while we're live. That's fine. I like that. I heard that from somebody. 60% of all stats are made up.
Yo, where did you get that from?
I got this one from TikTok. This seemed like I got the first one from TikTok. It was a pretty reliable source, but yeah. Did you find it?
Cool.
What's the actual stat, Wells?
Yeah, it says reaching 21 podcast episodes, placing top 1% of all podcasts.
I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie.
Podcasts don't even make it past the 21st. Many podcasts don't even make it past their first few episodes with a significant
What's the source?
Quitting after. The source is WebICaster.
Reliable. Super reliable. Never heard of them before, but they're super reliable. Hey, we're back.
Legit. They have
support your client.
They're a software for podcasting.
Thank you for joining us on our journey to episode 21. We might retire after 21 episodes, right?
We might need to put some more out than that.
Yeah, put more out than that.
I think we should reach 50. 100. I think 100 episodes we can start thinking about retirement.
100 episodes I'd like to see. That's probably another. That's
like season 4.
We can end with that conversation. We can end with that question. Like, where do we want to be when it comes to, our 100th episode? Like, where do we want to be? Like, do some foreshadowing. But today's episode is about what have we learned, right? And I can't remember the scene, but it's like that kid doing something, and then the mom's like, what have we learned? And I feel like that's been like agency life for the last couple of years. Like, just riding a bike, doing something, hitting a bump in the road and like falling down and all right, now what have we learned? And I feel like, this is a good time for us to kind of, one of our core values is growth. And if we're not growing, then what are we doing? So, yeah.
What are you learning? Because someone told me that I need to stop saying yeah on the podcast. I think I said yeah.
Shout out to Lucian, bro. Was that Lucian?
I'm not gonna say name.
Hey, bro, tell shout out to my guy, man. Tell bro I want some feedback too. Hit my email, bro. Tell me what I gotta do better or not. But yeah, what have we learned, man? What do you guys feel like as agency owners? Just what versus what did you expect coming into this, and then what have you what's been kind of the reality?
I expected going into it. I mean, before even being owner in the business, I have my own background in graphic design, stuff like that. And going into it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe every other week or every week there's gonna be XYZ different graphic design. I thought I'd be making like flyers or posters, because I've done that stuff before, or graphics for certain events. But what I realize is there's a lot more that's encompassed in that than what's on the surface, because you're doing client communication, you're doing storyboarding, you're doing everything. It's not always a case of, okay, I'm just gonna pop up, open Photoshop or open Illustrator and just do whatever based on what the client is requesting. It takes more than that. It takes more thought and more intentionality with your actions and what you're doing. So it's a lot deeper than what others might see from the outside looking in, I would say.
Funny thing, we've already at 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
Wells was like to hold us to our arbitrary 10 minutes. One of these days, I
No,
promise
I'm
y'all, we're
not.
gonna do it.
I'm
We're
just
gonna do a
saying
10-minute
it's.
podcast.
I'm not trying to hold nobody to 10 minutes. It's funny that this is I've learned from working with Todd. What I expected. I'm more of like how I say it, they would say a linear, kind of very strict. I'm not gonna say rigid. I think we all play a different. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and this processes and procedures, SOPs, infrastructure is my strength. And so going in, I'm thinking like this is everybody's like those are very important things. This is what everybody kind of want to do. Even working with clients, those things I feel like are left to last. But yeah, I don't know, something like that. So that's probably what I've learned is that you gotta be able to hold a lot of titles into your hands, meaning that like you can't just be an engineer. You gotta be engineer as like business owners. You gotta do it all. At the same time, having talent or getting talent to kind of like replace what you're doing over time. So I thought going in it was gonna be like just holding your title, but I think a lot of business owners could relate to this. You're not just holding one title; you're holding like as many titles as you need to keep the business running. And so I felt like when I was doing creative stuff, but Al came in, took that over, and so then I don't have to hold that title. But there's other titles I can hold now. Ty can hold, I can hold, kind of spread the work out. So yes, I feel like that's what I went in expecting and what learning is as growing into this whole entrepreneurship lifestyle. Just learning that it's a broad and tricky road to kind of like navigate through. But it's fun. I think I'm just built for this type of thing, so I enjoyed it a lot. What would you say, Todd? Since you're over here cringing.
I was about to. I mean, probably. I think maybe Wells has had a huge and profound impact on me as a business owner because Wells highlights how much processes and systems are needed. And I think for me, I love like shaking hands and kissing babies, right? Like I just go through and like talk to clients and I can win clients over, hopefully making clients feel like they're a part of the family. But if you don't have the systems and processes in place, to really kind of be your guiding principle in working, you're going to be very overwhelmed quickly. So I think for me, what happened was when it was just Todd, I did so much of the shaking hands and grabbing lunch and hanging with clients that I didn't really build the systems necessary that we needed. And so Wells has been a big like influence in kind of coming in, building those, setting us straight. And yeah, I mean, and they make all the difference, right? It makes the difference. I think the phrase or term like working in your business versus working on your business, and there's just a huge balance of that as a business owner. So that's something I'd say has been something really critical to the mission. When you guys are thinking kind of like where we are now, what else kind of stands out as far as like how we've grown? Do you notice the growth that we've had as an agency from the time you started to where we are now?
Yes, for sure. I think especially for me, it's like kind of like the process of how we're handling different types of that different types of media I have to produce. So if it's like a video, we're doing video production, like I said, storyboarding, even with graphic design, now you're getting all the information you need to put it together. Because I mean, early on, we're getting used to working with each other. We're getting used to, well, at least me, I had to learn our existing clients and kind of understand who they are, what they represent, stuff like that. So in return, when new projects arise with the existing clients that are with us, it won't be as difficult to adjust for different events that they're doing. So I already know their identity. Even some of them, we redid their identity, created a new one for them. So it it just is a lot of growth in that aspect of knowing who we're working with. And then all three of us working together to complete these things and be punctual and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, as
totally.
much
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just say, as much as it's just our team is three, it's a lot of like having to like get on one accord, like be on the same page, and not only be on the same page, but even be reading the same paragraphs.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you mentioned like just overall growth in this VBG. We changed our name. I feel like it's part of like going into a next step and seeing a whole new identity and pushing that forward. That was needed, and also just we got some new certifications. We are diving into different technologies for different aspects for our clients and also for ourselves. We are, I guess, like like the vision of what we want to see ourselves in the next 3 5 years. We're kind of like we're throwing some water in the mud. It's getting clearer as we like pierce through different things that we're doing. We're finding things that we like more, and we kind of pursuing that. And so I think those, like, I see where growth is happening in terms of like just where we're heading and where we've been. I think there's been some interesting clients. I think the biggest growth we did was firing a client. I don't know if we firing a client made us grow
We fired
because
two.
fired two clients
Yeah.
made us grow because then like we can focus time into ourselves and also other clients. And so I think like doing those kind of like pruning the branches kind of help. And so, and we are, by doing that, we've gotten to a point where we know exactly what clients we want to kind of work with now, and even had to like navigate the sales process and find those clients we want to work with. And so we know what client not to work with and ones that we do want to work with. And so now we have a specific way to just target those clients. The spear is as sharpened. And so we're going for clients that like we know we're gonna catch, and they're gonna like, I guess what's the term, connect with our mission as a company as us connecting with their mission. So part of one of our core values. You're listening episode 1.
Well, real quick, because I want to come back to the firing clients conversation, but real quick, talk a little bit more about the like certifications and things that we're going for. Like we're trying to be sharp in that area, so just talk a little bit
Yeah.
more about that, and even some of the ones that some of the certifications we just recently acquired it as an agency.
Yeah, so we do email marketing. So the recent ones we just got was MailChimp, all of the MailChimp certifications. And so that's the MailChimp automation, MailChimp just email marketing. I think that comes with SMS. And so just opening our mind to seeing like, because we use the we are a MailChimp partner. We use their system a lot for our clients to do email marketing, just seeing like the possibilities, and it's kind of endless when it comes down to targeting and setting automations for different, I guess, journeys, what Meltip is calling them, for different things that our clients may need, and even using it ourselves. And so those certification kind of not only show that we are out to be to have like to excel, but also show that we are trying to be better so our clients can grow, and we want them to grow with us. Others we striving for, I know Todd, you're going for that marketing one, and I was going for like the Adobe ones. And so I feel like those gonna really not just make us credible. We already like, and also sharpen our knowledge, opens our mind to the possibility of different things that we might be doing, because technology is always changing. Things always, something new is always happening when it comes to tech. And so yeah, and even getting into AI, there's not really much certification at that point, but like implementing that into our infrastructure is going to be very helpful. Just help us to be efficient and grow a company in different ways, and bringing other people along board is going to be much easier because of having those processes in place and being credible, knowing what's out there because we took the certifications. And oh, I forgot ads, Google Ads. We have the Google Ads certification. I almost forgot. And I think I'm working on the Google Ads, Google Analytic certification. And so just trying to put ourselves in a way to be like, hey, we have these certifications because we know what we're doing. Because people like us, I think we mentioned this a lot, don't get the second chance that others do. And so making sure that like, hey, we did this work. We know what this is about. Even though like we may do it, and the certifications are very easy. I'm gonna say it's loud because we already been doing the work, and so jumping into Google Analytics is not something like it's not gonna be foreign to me. So yeah, so pretty excited about those. Making ourselves more credible when it comes to getting those, helping like sell ourselves. That's big time.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, as far as even Google Ads, we've been doing Google Ads. We've been doing
Facebook, Meta.
yeah, we've been
Even
doing
Meta have some certifications.
we've been doing ads all along. So it just when I jumped in to take the Google Ads certification, like it was easy, right? Like this is my second time doing it. Like you said, like there are agencies that'll take your money and run ads, but not have any Google Ads certification, which to me that's crazy. And likewise, even on top of that, one of the questions I wrote down was how do you stay grounded when it feels overwhelming? And I think that's probably the biggest thing we learned. Like bad clients,
Makes it
bad
tough.
processes can make this
Yeah.
thing tough, right? Like to me, like I gotta go be I gotta keep home safe, right? These guys aren't married, so they don't necessarily know this analogy is yet, but for me, it's like if anything outside of the home is causing home to be restless or causing home to not be great, I gotta take care of whatever that is so it doesn't mess
Yeah.
because it doesn't mess with home. And likewise, when we a bad client, a bad process, it messes up home. It makes things really tough for the three of us. It makes those Monday meetings and those one-on-ones, it makes them really tough, right? So, and
Yeah.
on the flip side, there's some things where I got to say, hey, it's not worth it to have this client. We got to part ways because if there's headaches there, man, it's going to mess with my guy. I don't know how many times I've said this year. Hey, I got to look out for my guys. Right? Like Al's been on the call with me where I'm like, hey, man, like I don't like how y'all did my guys, man. Like, you know, like well, and so that to me is like staying grounded is like, hey, I know this is family, right? Like these guys are my brothers. So I'm like that to me is like our guiding principle. That kind of helps us stay grounded when things get overwhelming.
What's that quote that says that like this is cool you shared in our group chat? It's like $500 clients or 1,000. What was it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You was onto it.
$500 clients, they demand more time than a $10,000 a month client. Something to that effect.
We gotta find the words, man, because yeah, something like that. But you can put it in the description. That'll be the title.
That's what we've learned, right? And like we have, for the most part, we have really great clients, right? So like, don't y'all hear us say that, like not say
They're
that. Well, we have,
listening.
yeah, but to like at the end of the day, it's about my team, right? And I know what we're capable of. Boy, wait till I tell these guys a story about this weekend. Some client that I talked to this weekend. They're gonna, yeah. Boy, oh boy, these guys are gonna laugh then. I can't tell the story here because it's too fresh, it's too new. But and that guy may listen, and yeah.
What the?
Yeah, I had to turn up on a dude, bro. He's like, yeah, all right. A whole another thing. All right, where do we want to be at 100 episodes? Right now, we're on episode 4.
Yeah.
96 episodes away from.
You know, when I said that, I was being big. Maybe we can say like where we're gonna be at like 50. You know, but we can go 100. I'm not.
Yeah. Where do we want to be at like episode 100? Like, what does that look? 100. What does this look like? This is going to be the intro episode. This is going to be the intro to episode 100. Like, we'll play this part right here, this clip. So,
I feel like this is episode 100 will be the end of season 4. If you want to do it by quarters, but where I want to be at episode 100 is hopefully like we can like have our chief marketing officer with us. That would be dope. I do want to have like, we not only bringing our clients into this, but also we having like really good discussion with our clients about their business going to deeper. I feel like, season 1 of this podcast, we kind of like just introducing our clients and maybe go into deeper into like just business and even talking about like how we've been helping them and how we can like, be talking strategy and marketing on the pod, just with our clients, just talking strategy and marketing and things they've seen work. Like it's like having business therapy with your clients, if that makes sense. Yeah.
In 100 episodes, I want to have a bunch of the success stories to share, and also like showcase some of our, I don't know if we can still do that on a podcast. You know, I know that people can watch and also listen, but I want to still be able like to showcase our best work. So, you know, people can see that it's really like we're really evolving, we're really doing great things here. We're at 100 episodes. It's got to be big, everything.
Maybe we'll have a segment that says work of the week. I don't know. They might steal this. Hashtag copyright. Nah, that's already been taken.
I think for me would be some like tangible, practical things would be a podcast producer that isn't one of us.
That's true.
Yeah, somebody that's off the screen, like producing, like, hey, cut, and then they're editing too. Oh, that would be so dope. I'd love to see our team grow. And that to me, like if we can just hoard talent, that's what I'm looking for, right? Like, I think we got a really talented team as is. I think the 1 to 2 people that are on our short list of, hey, we want them to be here, we want them to be a part of what we're doing, are super talented, are going to add to it. And yeah, at that point, you know, I think what LeBron say, like, I got a great team. I put my team up against it. I don't know if LeBron's ever said that. No diss towards my GOAT, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I think, yeah, to me, it's like, hey, like, I believe in my team, right? Like, let's go out there and let's go do it. So, yeah, man, that's it, right? It's been a good episode. 25 minutes. Editing will probably cut us down to it'll probably cut us down a little bit, but all good, man.
Wait, who's our next guest?
That's a good question. To be determined. To be announced. Yeah. To be announced. Yeah, we got a couple of different Wells and I been like brainstorming a ton of names. We might get Al to pick one out of the hat, and that's who we interview next. But each time we hope to bring you some real stories, some real value, some things that you can just really connect with, regardless of whoever we bring on.
Real small business owners are here hustling,
doing it the right way.
So
doing it the right way.
Yeah, doing it the right way. That is the very important part.
Sir.
We out.
All right. Later, y'all.
Yep.